Goddamn Wagwan. Welcome to the channel. My name is Thee Unico, and I read tarot. I wasn't going to record another video tonight, but Spirit was like, just do it, right? So, I don't know how many more I'm going to do, but there will be more. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my description box for my socials and for my PayPal for donations and my wishes. Hold on. Okay, I want to turn my fan down. So the last reading was in the energy of somebody, I want to say coming out, but it's not going to resonate like that for everyone in the collective. Yes, it resonates at all, but from my perspective, what the fuck I'm seeing it from my perspective, it was on the lines like somebody coming out and somebody like basically like denouncing some type of like structure that kept them unhappy and bound in anxiety and fear of themselves, because that's what it all boils down to, really. So let's see what this reading gives. What's in the collective energy for right now? It's overall energy. I'm seeing the Three of Cups with a lot of cards hook up with this. Page of Cups. So, romantic feelings. Queen of Cups, High Priestess, and a Tower. So, Queen of Cups like already gives intuition, right? Then you have the high Priestess, and then the Tower. Somehow, I'm going to say something that a Queen of Cups said or did or something like that, or like whatever High Priestess said or something like that. What I'm getting, something High Priestess said, like, or did, or something like that, called the Tower. Like maybe something that this High Priestess saw and told somebody came to fruition, or maybe this High Priestess is like a reader or something like that, and whatever this High Priestess said resonated specifically for somebody. Three Pentacles at the bottom. Five of Swords. Somebody's feeling defeated because what the fuck is came to pass. What I'm hearing is somebody or some people are finding out they were on their own side. In my head right now, I'm hearing. So, my home church was like the first church I ever like became like a member of, was Mount Calvary Baptist Church right here in Paige, South Carolina. So my some of my ancestors are buried there, my grandmother, my grandfather. But we used to have like a vacation Bible school, and we used to sing at the beginning of each day or whatever. We used to sing. Was it the beginning or the end of the day? One of them. But we used to sing this song, Team Up with Jesus. Your training has begun. Team up with Jesus. He'll make you number one. The team is undefeated. You're guaranteed to win when you team up with Jesus. Be a champion for him. Yeah. They didn't team up with Jesus. And not to put it in this way, especially since we were talking about religion in the last reading. But they didn't team up with Jesus. They didn't team up with the divine. They didn't get with the winning team. The team's undefeated. You're guaranteed to win. When you team up with the divine, be a champion for them. Energies, divine energies. Come on. Man. Wow. The team is undefeated. You're guaranteed to win. Wow. We got the spirit. Yes, we do. We got the spirit. Oh my God, it hits me back. Mount Calvary. And what's crazy is I used to, damn. Okay, what came out was The Well, The Hermit, and Four Wands. When that song came in my head and I was thinking about it, when I was talking about it, I was living in Charlotte then. Mind you, I haven't lived in Patience since I was a child. I moved from Patience when last school I went to Patience, it was New Heights Middle School. That's up the road too. New Heights Middle School. That was 8th grade, but I was already living in Anson County in North Carolina. By the time I moved to 8th grade, then that's when I started. When I got out of middle school, I went to Anson High School in Wadesboro, North Carolina, because I was staying in Wadesboro. Went there for 2 years, and then I moved back to Charlotte because I was born in Charlotte, and then moved from Charlotte when I was young. But yeah, I was always away talking about that song in that church. Now I'm back, essentially home in Pageland, and now that's my first time even channeling that song, even talking about it on here, or the whole period. Since I've been in Pageland, it is different. Anyways, The Well, Hermit, Four of Wands. It's like it's given this high priestess called all of this. The high priestess called them being on the losing team essentially will leave them in the fucking Five of Swords, being defeated, excuse me. And that their opportunity to switch sides or whatever the fuck, or to even to get right with themselves at least, that opportunity, the will be up. And that they weren't going to be enlightened by anything that this high priestess was trying to say until it was too late. And that this high priestess said that they were going to be they, as in the high priestess themselves, were going to be celebrating by the end of this. It's the end of it. And this high priestess is about to be celebrating. And you know what's crazy? Whoever is in the tower because of this, they know this. Their defeat, their feeling of defeat, let alone their actual defeat. They feel defeated, they are defeated. That's why they feel defeated, because they are defeated. Them being defeated is confirmation for all that is good that's to come to this high priestess, and all that is not good is coming to whoever's in this tower because of this. Not a good tower. A tower that's falling on them. A tower that's crumbling. Giving Cersei and fucking Jaime Lannister tease. Game of Thrones, if you know. If you know, you know. Yeah. They knew once this came, it was already done for. It's done for. It sealed it. Because you can feel defeated and then, like, overcome it. No, they feel defeated because they are defeated. They've been defeated. Mind you, I'm pretty sure they were trying to project This be channeling majority of this shit. I'm pretty sure they were trying to project the feeling of defeat onto this high priestess. But the energy, the high priestess didn't accept the energy because the energy was not the high priestess. That was not their energy. That was whoever's in this tower's energy. And I saw three pentacles at the bottom earlier, so I'm gonna say probably a group of people. They projected the energy onto this high priestess, but the high priestess said, that's not my energy. I don't know what it ain't gonna come to me. So that goes somewhere. They projected it solely to this high priestess. The high priestess didn't accept it. The high priestess did not take it. Did not accept that fucking defeat. So all of that energy they projected went back onto the rightful owner. Rightful owners, excuse me. And now they feeling fucking left out. 5 cups and not 5 cups, 5 pentacles out here. But again, this is shit I'm channeling. Page 1. The Sun and 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're realizing now that they invested in the wrong things, on the wrong side, on the wrong person. If you're gonna invest in anybody, invest in yourself. Don't invest in something that's meant to take down somebody else. Invest in yourself if you ain't got them thing. If investing in yourself inherently takes down somebody else, then guess what? That means they need you to take down. Because why the fuck does why the hell does me investing in myself cause you so much damage that you end up unraveling yourself? Yeah. The team is undefeated. You're guaranteed to win. You team up with Jesus. Three of Cups. A goddamn let me see. We got the Spirit. Yeah, y'all got the Spirit alright. Y'all got the Spirit alright. 9 of Cups. Spirit of fucking depression. Spirit of fear. Spirit of anxiety. Lord have mercy, the artist. That came out in reverse. I'm taking it up right though. Like that, I'm getting like they're all having nightmares I just heard this vividly in my they're not having visions. They're not having nightmares of the future. They're having nightmares of the past. All the time when this high priestess was actually around them and in their energy, and the high priestess was like telling them shit without really telling them shit, that they either said the high priestess was crazy, or they just flat like didn't listen. They were like what's the word? They weren't cooperative with this high priestess. All of those, they have nightmares about all of that, because their reality when they wake up is everything that high priestess was trying to fucking tell them that they did not listen to. So they have nightmares of the past, and this high priestess low-key haunts their dreams without even wanting to, honestly. Because the high priestess is over the shit. The Knight of Swords. The high priestess is going on with their lives. The high priestess knows that the shit that these high priestess went through is like, this high priestess probably spent hella time, hella energy trying to like speak to this 5 of Cups, trying to speak to this group of like basically trying to get this group to see themselves individually. The people in this group, because they didn't come to this high priestess as a group. They came individually. They were working together as a group. They're making it seem like they weren't, but they were. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm, from my perspective at least. And this high priestess had to realize through them that high priestess' job is to relay the message and go about their business. If it's their mission to stay and enlighten and to give them the messages that they want to hear, as if they actually fucking listen, then guess what? It will be. But if not, if the path leads the high priestess away from them, then it does. Then it doesn't matter if the high priestess tries to resist it, tries to beat it into them. Somehow, some way, the high priestess is going to be taken off of that path that they no longer supposed to be going either ways. But then the high priestess knows that whenever that happens, the high priestess already knows how it's happening. Trust me, I know. It happened to me in freaking January. I literally went from living in the city to living in the country within a day. And in the morning time, I was in the city. By the time it was nightfall, I was in the country and stayed in the country. Been in the country since. Over something I had no control over, but guess what? It had to happen. Over something I had to go to court again over in July, but it's going to get dismissed. Period. So I'm still dealing with it, but guess what? It had to freaking happen. Because had it not, first of all, I wouldn't have like this. Trust me. Oh, I would have skipped a little thing. And then I wouldn't be in the place, the space, or the mindset to be in the peace it is to actually be able to listen for messages, to be able to do tarot and properly give the message. Because I was giving messages without the cards anyways, even when I was in Charlotte. But now it's from a less chaotic place. I would just say that. I say that to say everything this high priestess went through with them has taught the high priestess that it was literally just training for this high priestess. You know how in Hunter x Hunter you have to train to get your hunter license? This high priestess has their hunter license now. They're no longer a student. So what happened when they were trying to get their fucking hunter license? Yeah, it applies now, but guess what? I got other shit to worry about. I got bigger fish that got them fried, quite literally. I feel it. Empress. Knight of Swords, Five of Cups, Empress. Same like Five of Cups. I mean, it's obvious who's in this energy, but Chariot with the Six of Pentacles at the bottom. So what that's giving me right there is that they want this Empress, High Priestess to get on their chariots. That the chariot the very chariot that this High Priestess Empress was telling this group that they had, but this group was like, don't get a chariot. If you want a chariot, why you here with us? Why you on your chariot? I'm gonna bring it up, sweetie. Or you can't go there now. I mean, ain't no chariot. We'll guess what you can still be right here. All right, Empress gone. They want said Empress to get back on said chariot that they said did not fucking exist. To go back to them, to be generous to them. Because now they want to look back on how they didn't fucking invest in this High Priestess Empress. So they want so instead of them getting a chariot of their own or rank or whatever and make a way, well, they know they can't even get in this Empress's kingdom. So they're not gonna try. They want this Empress to come out of their kingdom, to get off their throne on their goddamn chariot to come back to them. So the Empress can be generous. So the Empress High Priestess can be generous to them. People who did not believe. That's basically what the fuck is happening here. With this Queen of Cups, they want this Empress to be a Queen of Cups to. I ain't a cigarette on that, but Eight of Cups at the bottom. Fork, no. No shade, no. You don't. It's like they don't even want to do the work to ascend to at least meet the Empress half fucking way. They want this Empress to basically like descend and go back down to their level, to be generous to them. You don't want to meet me halfway, so I can at least, so you can at least, so we can meet each other halfway. So when I'm going back forward to my goddamn kingdom, I can at least lead by example, so you can know what it is to motherfucking actually do the fucking work and ascend. So you can have your own. So you can be a blessing to others. You want me to do all the work? No. I've done enough. Ciao. The world. Cycle closed. The door is closed. Cycle is closed, sweetie. They know the cycle. They know the cycle's closed. The old cycle's closed. They've already surrendered that. Good, it's a start. They now want this new cycle to begin with you getting back on your chariot that you just got off of. It just fucking got you the goddamn throne fucking warm. Your crown is just. They want you to not get back up off your goddamn throne. Crown's still on. Don't ever take that off. To then get back on the chariot, which is still warm, by the way, from the voyage. Just call it that. Voyage ships, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The engine's still hot on the goddamn bitch. You want me to then get back in that goddamn bitch to go back. To start this new cycle with me going back to be just you. The same way the fucking cycle started, the last cycle started. That long, hard fucking cycle. The same way it fucking started. You want me to begin this new cycle coming from a... If you could read my fucking mind right now, yo. Absolutely not. By Deborah Cox. Alexa, please play that. So it comes at the bottom. Absolutely not. I ain't reading. What's that? Ten of Swords. See, what would have made them happy is if the cycle ended with you and his Ten of Swords. Because if this cycle ended with you and his Ten of Swords, or the last cycle right there ended with you and his Ten of Swords, do you think that they would have been generous to you? They would have dodged right up to count you like they already were doing. When they have a pot to piss and want to throw it out of. If you were like me, I didn't either. No shade. But guess what? I was still doing the fucking work. I was still being the goddamn divine vessel in the goddamn sea of motherfucking karmics, the fucking demonic influence. I was the divine light in the sea of fucking demonic influence and karmics. Ask about me. But instead, it's them in the fucking Ten of Swords, and they want you to be generous to them. No. You have free will, you can if you want to. But why cast your pearls among swine? You were wearing pearls, while swine were looking at you like you were swine. It's not like you were a swine wearing a pearl. No, you were a swan wearing fucking pearls. They were swine trying to convince you you weren't a swan, you were a swine. And your pearls were just rocks. Useless. Not valuable. They want you to now come back and goddamn come back with those rocks as a swine and be generous to them and be generous with your rocks. Hey, no cap. When I was going through, I was around a bunch of addicts too who did do rock. I didn't, but a bunch of addicts who did do rock. So me saying that kind of resonated on a whole different level. With no shade. They want you to be generous with your rocks. With your pearls that they try to convince you were just rocks. Now they see it as valuable now. But back then, when you were in that cycle with them, they motherfucking thought they wanted to say it was at them rocks. It wasn't fucking valuable because they didn't fucking have it. But now they want to acknowledge it as pearls. And they want to acknowledge you as fucking swine. After again, trying to convince you that you were not swan. And that those pearls were in fact rocks. Like, stupidity. Judgments. The answer's no. At least collective over here, like, I ain't gonna say, like, if you, because I get it having a big heart, because I have a big heart, so I still have a big heart, even after the bullshit I had to go through with it had to raise it to me. I still got a big heart, but I know who to give it to, I know who deserve it, I know who don't. And when somebody shows me out, they don't deserve it the first time. At this point, believe them. There has been some cases where a nigga, where people, not even people have showed me the first time they didn't deserve it, but then they came around. But I don't got the time pages anymore. No key, high key. Get it right to get them first time. Act right the first time. You shouldn't have to get them hurt me for you to figure out that you in fact love me in some way, fucking capacity. I shouldn't have to get them hurt in order to get them love you. It shouldn't hurt to love you. It doesn't hurt to love me. It feels good to love me. It feels like heaven to love me. Why the fuck should it feel like hell to hurt you? It shouldn't. Did I say that right? Feel like hell to love you? I fucking said feel like hell to hurt you. But yeah, it shouldn't feel like hell for me to love you. If that feels like heaven to love me. I can see if it felt like goddamn hell to love me. No. I know it don't. I know how I love myself. That's why I know it doesn't. Problem is, motherfuckers doesn't know how it feels to love themselves. So they can't comprehend how it feels to love them. They don't know how it feels to themselves. They don't know that feeling for themselves to know. Anyways. And that's exactly why they're ending up them 10 swords. They did that shit to themselves. Not you. They didn't do it to you and you didn't do it to them. They did it to themselves. 2 swords. They had a choice. You are probably a walking crossroad. If you're like me, you're a walking crossroad. You're many things. You're definitely a walking crossroad. You're an awakener too, probably, because I'm an awakener. I awaken a lot of people. But they had a choice. They had a crossroad. They didn't choose to get on the right path. They didn't choose to get in alignment. They chose to fight against the alignment. They chose to be the resistance, not the support. I was gonna say they didn't even bother to become the resistance that supports, but in a way they did, because like I said, all this was training for you. So they became the resistance that Loki supported. But if they had it their way, they wouldn't if they would have known resisting you would support you, they would have left you alone altogether. And they definitely wouldn't fucking ascend it. But they're not ascending now. Their intentions weren't pure. Their intentions weren't to support you, it was to resist you. Whether they end up being support or not, it was up to them. That was a divine plan anyways. They was doing the divine's work, but guess what? They still don't get the fucking divine rewards. Then he on their divine journey. They're temperance. Then he on their divine journey. This high priestess was on the divine journey. Still is on the divine journey. But when it comes to this situation, when the high priestess was around them, the high priestess was definitely walking in their purpose. Was definitely walking on their path. Whether it looked pretty or perfect or proper or not, they were on their path. All of our paths are different. It's not gonna look the fucking same. I had to go through what I went through. I went through a lot of shit. A lot of shit I chose, a lot of shit I didn't. Guess what? I said I was still walking in purpose. It's part of my testimony today. That's why I can reach people that I reach. That's why I can relate to people I can relate to. I relate to a lot of people. Because of the experience that I've actually been through myself. Not word of mouth, not just saying, but living. What is that? Nine of Pentacles. Tell me it's Nine of Pentacles. The Lovers. Another choice card. The Lovers. Gemini energy. Again, with the whole investment thing I was saying earlier, they did not invest in themselves. This high priestess did. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is literally self-investment. They did not invest in themselves. That's why they're left in the Ten of Swords, Five of Cups, Five of Swords, feeling broke, busted, disgusted, sad, defeated, disappointed, and downright hurt. Like mentally hurt, emotionally hurt, could be physically hurt, financially hurt. All because they did not invest in themselves. Instead, they invested in somebody else's downfall, somebody who's on their path. They invested in their downfall. Instead of investing in themselves, getting on their own path. And now they're reaping the consequence of that. Especially coming against somebody who's directly on their path, doing what they're meant to do. Severe consequences. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm." High priestess, prophetess, prophet. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. They either tried or they did touch this high priestess. And they either tried or did do harm to this prophets. Consequences. There are consequences for that. They're seeing that. And like I said, it's leaving them in the tower because I said this here earlier. The high priestess already told them this would happen if they kept doing what the fuck they were doing. And now they're all having flashbacks. Nightmares. Like Queen of Swords. Tell me how it goes. What people are realizing that you were truthful, you were intuitive, you were discerning, you actually did care for some of them, you actually did love some of them. Genuinely. What, they're realizing that now too? And that's again what's leaving them in the Ten of Swords, Five of Cups, Five of Swords. I'm hearing the Big Bang has happened. I don't know why. But strength at the bottom, Eight of Swords. Maybe it took a lot of strength for you or whoever this high priestess is. It is not you, collective. Maybe it took strength for this high priestess to like break free from like having to prove themselves to whoever this group is, having to prove themselves. Because perhaps this high priestess learned that they don't gotta prove nothing to anybody. The divine sees them. The divine sees them worthy. Trusting them in the sacred knowledge that is being a high priestess. Having the sacred knowledge is being entrusted with the downloads and the messages to give to people, and to use it with integrity. It took a lot of strength for this high priestess for their. I'm hearing for their ego to go through like some type of like ego death or having to like prove themselves to other people. Especially when people are actively like resisting them feeling like they have to prove themselves due to the resistance. But the high priestess broke free regardless. Like I said, the high priestess realized the divine chose them for a reason. Not to prove anything to anybody else. Prove it to themselves. Because the divine is within the high priestess. The divine is within all of us. With the magician. And didn't I say in the last reading how Jesus is like the magic is within all of us? That's what Jesus was trying to touch Jesus the whole time. And Two of Pentacles. The divine is within us all. And is fucking high priestess saw a way out. The way out was in. The way out was within the divine. Three of Cups, sorry, three of Wands. Wow, the way out was within. Ace of Swords. The way out is within. Wow. The Star. Ten of Pentacles. Basically, what that is giving this, everybody, the Tower is basically this high priestess being exactly who the fuck they said they were. And this came out in a previous reading, but again, this Tower is because this high priestess is who the fuck they said they were this whole time. With is Ace of Sword. I'm getting at him in my mind, but I'm not gonna sing it. But shit. This high priestess, put it in short term or short form. This high priestess is the truth. The high priestess is the truth. Nothing but the truth. Oh my God. What did I do though? Sorry, I'm aligning my decks. I'm aligning my deck. Excuse me. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this high priest is the tea, the truth, nothing but the truth. And the Ace of Swords and Star is two confirmations of that back to back. Wheel of Fortune. Maybe something this high priestess does, if they are a reader, or they don't have to be a reader. Maybe something this high priestess does is gonna lead them to a Ten of Pentacles or Wheel of Fortune. Which is given there's layers to this tower, which of course it is, right? But like, it's like each layer is like weighing down on them as the tower is crumbling. Each layer is like one by one, like everything is just like piling on top of them. Like, it's like all these truths about one person is like causing, like, I'm hearing catastrophic damage. Let me want that Star Spirit. Ten of Cups. Basically, this high priestess said that the beginning of the cycle after dealing with that previous group, this high priestess said how it's going to end for them is going to end in the Ten of Cups. That's how it's going to end. It's how new cycle is going to begin. That's exactly what the fuck is about to happen. With Justice at the bottom. Yeah. You know that was cards with the dead. Seven of Wands, Judgment, Four of Swords, yeah. Queen of Wands, yeah. So, basically, collective, everything you said was gonna happen. Everything you said was gonna happen happened, and is happening. You are who you say you are. People are recognizing that now the hard way. When it's too late, probably like how you said it would. And it's looking like, at least for now, there's nothing they can do about it. They can try again. They can try again next cycle. It won't be with you. They can definitely try again. That was reading. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I will be back with another reading. See y'all later.